About 10 miles out from an airport without an operating control tower, call on the Common Traffic Advisory frequency and announce your plan to land and request an airport advisory.
It's called an advisory since they cannot clear you to land. You may or may not get a reply since the person attending the Unicom may be busy doing other things. Call anyway because it alerts other aircraft in the area of your position and intentions. Additional calls are made as the pattern is entered and on each leg of the pattern. In order to concentrate on the landing itself, we will not show these calls being made. Call the tower at a controlled airport from the same 10-mile distance out. The controller will assign an entry into the traffic pattern, a landing runway, and where to make the next radio call. As you head back to the airport, descend to the traffic pattern altitude before reaching the pattern. This will give you a chance to look for other aircraft. Always avoid descending entries into the traffic pattern because of collision hazards. This standardized pattern, or flow of traffic, allows pilots to anticipate what other aircraft will do so they can plan accordingly. The recommended entry is made at a 45-degree angle to the downwind leg, opposite the middle third of the runway. This is where pilots of other aircraft expect and are more alert for other aircraft.
There are several ways to enter the pattern if you're coming from the upwind leg side of the airport. One method of entry from the opposite side of the pattern is to announce your intentions and cross over midfield at least 500 feet above pattern altitude, which would be 1,500 feet AGL at most airports. When well clear of the pattern, approximately 2 miles, scan carefully for traffic, descend to pattern altitude, then turn right to enter at 45 degrees to the downwind leg at midfield. An alternate method, if the pattern is not busy, is to enter on a midfield crosswind at pattern altitude. Carefully scan for traffic and then turn downwind. When using this method, always remember to give way to aircraft on the preferred 45-degree entry and to aircraft already established on downwind.
At airports which have an operating control tower, the pattern entry is up to the controller. It can be right or left downwind, or base leg, or even a straight-in final approach. These variations of the traffic pattern are possible because the tower controller assigns landing priority. Now is the time to start the pre-landing checklist. Check all seat backs are upright, seats and seat belts secured and locked. Fuel selector on both. Mixture full rich, and the landing light on. Enter mid-downwind on a 45-degree angle and fly parallel to the landing runway. It's a good practice to fly all legs of the pattern at a close enough distance that in the event of a loss of power, you can make the runway safely. Sometimes this isn't possible at tower-controlled fields because the tower may ask you to fly further away or extend your downwind leg to accommodate other air traffic.